What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe with No Days Off DFS, here to bring you that NBA slate breakdown for the 7-game NBA Cup we got going on tonight, this Friday. Definitely, hopefully, close games, nice size slate. This is the perfect. I don't want to use that word too loosely. This is the perfect size slate. But before we even get to the slate breakdown, let's look at yesterday. Spurs taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks, man, they tried. Jalen Johnson, almost another triple-double over here for him. Played really well. But, hey, Julian Champagnie, I told you guys, he was going to bounce back. Nobody was going to want to play him. Nobody was going to want to look in that direction. And what did he go out there and do? He played very, very well at low ownership. On top of that, Luke Garnett, he took 4 shots this time instead of just 1. Magic taking on the Clippers. Harden, he did everything that he could, but man, that dude Jalen Suggs, he was on one yesterday. 5 of 9 from 3. A healthy Jalen Suggs is a scary Jalen Suggs. Grizzlies, I mean, Santi Aldama got the start for JJJ. He went out there, he played really amazing. Cowart, he went out there. It took him a minute for him to get a rhythm going, but shoot, he played really well. Vince Williams Jr., even though he sucks scoring. He is dreadful to watch this man try to score, but what he can do is play make very well, and I like it. 15 assists. Bro, you ain't even got to score. I'm not mad at it, but this is the one that tops it all, man. Tyrese Maxey, 54 points on the back end of a back-to-back, playing 47 minutes. Are we sure that Tom Thibodeau's not on somebody's coaching staff? Are we sure that? That's all I got. Looking at the injury report for today, we got the 7 games. Indy taking on Cleveland. Really nothing new over there for Indy. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, we got to pay attention. Jarrett Allen, he's questionable. Darius Garland is questionable as well. And Tice is questionable. Sam Morrill's already been ruled out with I think it's concussion or something like that for him. Brooklyn Shitter's taking on the Boston Celtics. We just saw this game. Nothing new over there for them. Cam Thomas is still out. Washington taking on Toronto. No CMB for Toronto. So for High Luke, he will still get some minutes over there for them. And then for the Washington side of things, Alex Sarr, we do got to pay attention to their starting center, if he's going to be able to play or not, because Marvin Bagley is doubtful to play. So could be some value over here for Washington if Sarr was to get ruled out, and that's a lot of usage too. The Pelicans taking on, well, not Pelicans, Miami taking on Chicago. Trey Jones, Kobe White, they're both questionable. For Miami, Jovic, he's going to be out, and Andrew Wiggins is out as well. Over here for the Pelicans now, taking on Dallas. For them, still same old over there for the Pelicans. For Dallas, Anthony Davis, he's out, but really, what's new with that? Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Phoenix Sun. Jaden McDaniels, he's questionable to play. He was out last game, and we saw Mike Conley get slid into the starting lineup, so pay attention to that right there. And then for the Phoenix Sun side of thing, really just Grayson Allen, he's out, and of course Green. And then the Denver Nuggets taking on the Houston Rockets, and I hope that this game is a good game. I'm really actually interested to watch this game besides before I start watching my Thunder play. Aaron Gordon, he is probable to play, but Braum, he's still going to be out for them. And then for the Houston Rockets side of things, Jabari Smith Jr. and Steven Adams are questionable to play, so we do need to know if they're going to be in or out. I do believe that they go back to their normal starting lineup with Şengün at center, but we'll get into that more as we get over here to the actual breakdown itself. All right, head on over to DraftKings, the site I play the most on the site. If you guys don't have an account, you want one, check the link down in the description box below so you guys get that deposit match bonus and join your boy over here on the Kang. With that being said, Indy taking on Cleveland. It's going to be the same old like what we always look to over here for the Indiana Pacers. It's going to be Pascal Siakam. It's going to be Andrew Nembhard, and it's going to be Bennett Mathurin. All 3 of these guys are going to be the main guys we want to get to. And I will say, Benny Math, since he's been back, he's looking pretty good. He's playing some pretty solid minutes. We always know one of the props that is crazy to me all the time, and I know I try to make this video quick and I was going on a tangent, but Mathurin's a really great rebounder. They always put his prop line for rebounds pretty damn low. If he's going to be playing the minutes and he's going to be out there, I definitely do not mind looking at Bennett Mathurin for his rebounds. Opposing small forwards so far going up against the hold on, wait a minute. Looking at the wrong time period. I was about to mess myself up, y'all. All right, Mathurin. Opposing small forwards or whatever spot he's going to be playing, their rebounds going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. We just saw Russ Smith Jr. with 9 rebounds. 9. Kyle Kuzma, 5 rebounds. Cowart, 8 rebounds. Brandon Ingram, 5 rebounds. If they put his rebound line anywhere around 4 or 5, I'm gladly going to take that. And I wouldn't mind, messing around with some plus money, 6, 7 rebounds, because he's actually a really great rebounder. And I do like the upside for it over there for him. But anyway, Mathurin, Siakam, Nembhard, those are going to be the main plays we want to get to. Mathurin, I do love the upside for what he could possibly go out here and do going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers anyway. Typically likes to get it for certain matchups like this. Ben Shepherd, if he is somehow put into the starting lineup 4,100 with all the other shooters around and the other playmakers that are over here in his primary position to shoot, I don't mind taking a stab at it for some value. But other than that, it's really just gonna be the main guys up here: Siakam, Nimberhard, and Matthew that we want to get to. Over here for the Cleveland Cavaliers, who I can never get right to save my damn life, DeAndre Hunter. I play him, then he goes out there and he has one of the worst shooting nights of his life and just doesn't do anything for me. Then I don't play him. He goes out there and he drops 34 fantasy points. I play Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley decides he doesn't want to shoot, and then all of a sudden he comes back and he actually shoots the next game. It just doesn't make sense to me. I just can't make sense of it for the Cleveland Cavaliers, really, when it comes down to it. I'm going to tell you guys the good players, the good spots to go to. Definitely, of course, if Jared Allen is in, then he has a pretty decent matchup going up against the Indiana Pacers. At the center spot, centers have actually played pretty well. For that, if he's out, then maybe they dust off Thomas Bryant. I really don't know. I would imagine probably we could see just some Evan Mobley at center. It's not like they have the biggest centers in the world or anyone that you actually have to have like a big body over there for them. I will say outside of that, DeAndre Hunter, he should probably be guarding and trying to contend with Pascal Siakam and Bennett Mathurin. He's going to always be out there on the court. If he's not going to have a 3-ball shot, it's an okay position and spot. But really nobody over here on the Cavs sticks out like, hey, I got to play the Cavs. I want to play the Cavs for them. Interesting enough, they did start Tomlin last time out for him. 20 minutes, 12.5 fantasy points. Looks like he's going to be a low fantasy point per minute producer when he's out there on the court. So if you want to take a stab at that again in his second start, maybe if he's going to be out there, that might be something that you want to go to. Brooklyn Shitters taking on Boston. We literally just saw this. It's going to be the exact same thing like what it was last time for him. Nick Claxton, he does have the matchup. He does have a matchup where he can go out here and dominate. We just didn't get to see that. He shot 1 of 9 from the field. Was a poor shooting night. He still did everything else that was expected of him. He rebounded the ball. He got to the free throw line. I still feel like it's the exact same analysis like last time. We can go right back to him, and I don't mind him for his upside that he should have here in this game. Outside of that, of course, we know that Michael Porter Jr., he's going to lead the way over here for them. He's going to do what he got to do in regards to scoring. That's never been a problem, an issue for him, at least for ending his career, unless he has a cold streak. But MPJ 8,100, the price is starting to tick up a little bit for him. Boston, they do give up a ton of 3-point shots. If you want to mess with that right there, that's an okay mid-tier-ish range, but I think more GPP than anything right there, because if his shot's not there, it's not going to be a good night. And then Clowney, same thing for him. As long as his shot's falling, he can stuff the stat sheet in a couple of other categories, but if he's not in rhythm, he's not really doing too much, he's not going to be out there on the court, so it's a GPP option. Domin looked really good out there, but again, it's just him and Martin are splitting those minutes, and it makes it really hard to even get there. I'd say more GPP for both of those guys, just because you don't know what you're going to truly get over there for them. On the Boston Celtics side of things, Jaylen Brown's going to be Jaylen Brown. He's going to take a ton of shots. He has all the usage. He just has to make his shots. At 9K, I think that's a little bit too much to pay for Jaylen Brown right now. I personally just do. Not, especially when I come out here to get Derek White, who got into foul trouble, never found his rhythm, and really didn't have to do jack shit out there for them. Didn't find his rhythm, was in foul trouble, didn't play enough minutes to me in the first half to really get anything going. I will go right back to him, especially if everyone's going to be chasing Peyton Pritchard at 6,800, coming off of back-to-back 40-point outing games. That's where I would go to instead. I personally still see Peyton as a GPP option, just because I know that at any moment he can go cold. He can go very cold, which he kind of technically did in the second half of this game. He didn't score. I think he scored like maybe 6 points in the second half. A lot of his damage came in the first. So, but 6,800, Peyton Pritchard definitely in play. I would much rather play Derek White instead. Quitter, of course, you're gonna need his body, his size out there to guard Claxton. Just gotta hope he stays himself out of foul trouble. Definitely wouldn't mind messing with going right there. Then Anthony Simons off the bench, we saw it, he was lighting it up. Only problem is if he's not gonna get it going in the first half, he's not gonna give you too much in the second half. GPP still at 4,400, and it's crazy to even think that Anthony Simons, once before a starter, is 4,400. That's crazy to think, man. Outside of that, not really going to focus too much on anything else over there for them. Washington taking on Toronto. Again, we do need that Alex Sarr news, because if Sarr is in, I definitely have a lot of interest in playing Alex Sarr. His usage is sky high over here for the Washington Wizards, and honestly, they play very well, especially with him and Keyshawn George. Washington is a fun team to actually watch play, and if you haven't watched them play, you're not missing too much. But definitely don't sleep on the Washington Wizards, man. They're actually pretty decent. If he's not going to be out there, then we do need to know what's going to happen, because of course no Marvin Bagley. We did have some time last year where we got I'm not even going to try to butcher his name, Tristan. Well, we had Tristan out there, and he was great. He's another one of those crazy, I'm going to play some minutes, and I'm going to give you some production type players. Only 2 of 8 from the field. I definitely do think 20 minutes. If he's going to be out there being the starting center, I would definitely have a stab for him. 3,200. I could fit the Joker. I could fit another, like, literally over 9K stud into my line if I'm going to be able to play that right there. So I do find some interest in that. Hopefully we have that news quickly before lock. That'll definitely help. But even if it comes after lock, that wouldn't be too bad because we only have this Indian Cleveland game, and I might just be fading that myself and just focus on everything that starts afterwards anyway. Outside of that, Keyshawn George, 6,100, not bad at all. Of course, you're going to be dealing with the defenses of RJ Barrett and Brandon Ingram, but we have seen opposing small forwards like Knuppel, 40 fantasy points, Pascal Siakam sliding back at 3, going out there, 46 fantasy points, DeAndre 130, Michael Porter Jr. 34. Definitely Keyshawn with all the usage that he has, the scoring, the rebounding, the playmaking, he could definitely be able to go out there and get that for us. CJ McCollum kind of came back down to earth after his big explosive outings that he was having over the last couple of games. Wouldn't mind messing with that if you wanna tangle with it, but not necessarily going over there to him 5,800. That's mid. Instead, I would just rather come down here to Bulu Koulibaly, especially if he's gonna actually be out there starting. We know he can play the minutes. We know he can facilitate. We know he can somewhat score. If Sarr's not gonna be out there, that's gonna be some more shot attempts to be able to go around. 4,900. I would rather pay that than paying up for McConnell. Definitely an okay spot to get right there. And then I Kent Whitmore, of course, playing his role, playing his minutes off the bench. If there is no Alex Sarr, then I do like him. Should be in for more rotation minutes right there as well. Toronto Raptors, and of course, if there's no Marvin Bagley as well, definitely more minutes for Kent Whitmore. For Toronto Raptors side of things, it's the same old Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett, Amon Quickly. Those are going to be the main guys that we want to focus on over here. We do know that Washington, they give up a ton of points inside the painted area over there, so this is definitely one of those matchups that we can go to. Jakopoto over there. Opposing centers have literally crushed it versus them. Brandon Ingram, another mid-range maestro who can definitely get to the rim if he needs to. This should be a pretty decent game for him. Same thing for Scotty Barnes, who takes a ton of his shots inside the painted area as well. I do like 1, 2, 3. Those 3 guys are going to be the main guys I want to target to over here. Quickly, this could be a okay spot for him. I don't mind going to him right here, but we'll put him and RJ Barrett lower on the totem pole, especially because they do take a ton of 3-point shots. I want these guys that are going to be living in the paint, getting those rebounds, and getting those easy shots. So Scotty, Brandon Ingram, Jakopoto, that'll be mainly where I want to go to. Jakopoto could have more minutes solidified since there is no CMB. Of course, Mama Luke, he is going to play probably about roughly 15, 20-ish minutes maybe, but it's going to be mainly the Jakopoto show. 5,600 is a sweet price to pay for Podol in this matchup. Miami taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Bam Adebayo, he's back. He's playing his role. He's playing his minutes. Honestly, you can't go wrong with playing Bam. I mean, especially if there's not gonna be no Wiggins out there. More usage for him. I like the upside. Don't mind it. I will say, no Wiggins. My boy Jaime Jaquez. The price needs to come down. Damn it, he is too damn high. I cannot pay 7K for Jaime Jaquez, especially if he's not starting. If Jaime was to get the start, I'd be all over it. I would definitely just run the flock to it. But he's not, man. So Bam at 8K, if you're going to be able to go out there and play more than 29 minutes, give me 35 minutes versus the Chicago Bulls. Yes, please. Fast-paced game. Fast-paced, Chicago plays pretty fast. Miami has been trying to play fast, and they have been playing fast all season. I like the upside for Bam Adebayo at 8K. That's really great for him. Then Davion Mitchell. This is a pretty great spot for opposing point guards. We just saw Denny Avdija, who was not the traditional point guard, but he still played it. Just dropped 72 fantasy points versus them. Jamal Murray, 58. Keyshawn George, 52. Jenkins, 45. Davion Mitchell, man. Davion Mitchell. This should be and could be a really great spot for him to go out here and be able to dominate the playmaking, the scoring, the defensive upside with the steals and stuff that he can get. I like it. That's why I do like some interest in Jaime, because I know he's a really great ball handler over here for them. He's like that secondary for him, and so I don't mind it. I do think he should see a little bit more minutes, especially with Jovic being out, with of course no Andrew Wiggins, so maybe we could see some more minutes for him as well. But more GPP just because that price. I really do not like that price that they have Jaime Jaquez sitting at over there. Fontecchio, Larson, those are going to be 2 other players that we're going to have our eye on just because they are missing some of their forwards over there, so definitely pay attention to that. For Chicago Bulls side of things, of course, Buzelis, Josh Giddey, Vooch, the main guys that we normally look to. Josh Giddey, 9,500. I don't know if I can get up there to him today. I'm not too sure if I'm going to even want to pull the trigger on that right there, especially not going up against Miami. Instead, if Kobe White is in and they're not still holding the reins back on him, I definitely wouldn't mind taking Kobe White. That would be an okay option. If he's going to be out there, I will be looking towards Kevin Huerter, who should play at least, split those minutes with Ayo like what he's normally done. And this only goes up even better if Kobe White is out for these guys. Ayo, I like him. Defensive upside that he's shown this year. And then just the scoring. It's looked really great for him. 5K is a pretty good floor option that we can get to right there on the side. But Buzelis, this would be a GPP option right here at that 6K price tag. If you land it, it's not a bad position to spot. I will say opposing power forwards, this has been the spot to attack Miami at. And I feel like I was more with Bam when he was playing at the 4. So take it with a grain of salt. A lot of it does come from him actually having to score in order for him to get there and pay it off for you. But definitely do not rule him out as a potential option for a play. The Pelicans looking like a brand new rejuvenated team out there under their new head coach and playing some really inspiring ball. Let's just take a moment to honor what Derek Queen was able to go out there and do versus the Joker. And I think last year I got some slack in regards to saying like Joker's not a great defender. He's not. Joker is not a great defender. He really truly is not. I don't think that he's ever truly been a great defender or anything like that of the sort, especially whenever you're quicker on your feet and you just know how to move. You can avoid any type of blob of the Joker coming at you anyway. Derek Queen, Dallas. Dallas has given up some pretty decent games to opposing bigs. They have Rudy Gobert, 38 fantasy points. Donovan Clingan, 40 fantasy points. Big Zoo, 47 fantasy points. You're telling me that the skill that we have in Derek Queen wouldn't be 55? I ain't even about to talk anymore about that, man. Derek Queen, look at him, definitely good play. Jeremiah Fears, he's out there, he's starting. Even with Zion being out there, I don't mind going towards Fears. Hopefully we could just see some more assist upside for him, but those assists, they've been just ticking down. Has not looked great. Zion, he's still going to be on a minutes limit. He's not going to go out there and give us too much in regards to play time. I don't think that they just, you're back from a hamstring, boom, we're going to give you back 35, 38 minutes. I don't believe that's going to happen. I think he's going to still be limited around that 30-minute range like what he played last time versus the Denver Nuggets. Great producer. I just don't think I'm going to be able to pay $8,500 for him. And maybe if he was like in the 8K or like 7,800 range, I wouldn't mind playing Zion, but that price is a no for me. Derek Queen is the best value, the best option over here from them, especially for that price. Trey Murphy would be the second fiddle that you could possibly mess with, especially if his scoring is on point going up against Dallas. I definitely wouldn't mind taking a stab at that. For the Dallas Mavericks side of things, man, I do think that they got cheated going up against the Knicks. That game should have went to OT. It should have went to OT. It should have. There was no reason for granted, I get it. Cool. You can try to say that he fouled because of the hook, but a game should never end up on a bullshit call like that. Especially if when the basket went in, I would have said, y'all duke it out in OT. Duke it out in OT. That's honestly how I think some of those games should really just honestly end, because one of my other freaking plays that I had with a cash. All right, looking at it over here for them, Max Christie, long as he's out there in the starting lineup and he's playing his minutes role, 4,900. I don't never understand why anybody doesn't want to click his name. I like clicking on Max Christie's name because it's a pretty good name to click on. He's pretty consistent in regards to what he goes out there and does and gives me. So I like the upside. 4,900 versus the Pelicans. It's a really great spot for him. Anthony Davis, of course, with him being out. Daniel Gafford, looks like they're sliding him back to the bench because for whatever reason, they want to start Derek Lively, who was back for them. Played 18 minutes last time out, 23.5 fantasy points, a good fantasy point per minute producer when he's on the court, and he's not fouling or anything like that. So definitely I wouldn't mind taking the upside for Derek Lively if you want to go there as a potential option. Just understand he is still going to be working his way back on a minutes limit, and he's going to be splitting that time with Gafford there as well. Outside of that, of course, Brandon Williams, 5,600. I already talked. Well, no, I didn't talk to him. Of course, going right back to my dude, shot really poorly. This should be a much better matchup for him to actually just see the ball go through the hoop, and I like the upside for him here. Taking at that price, like at 5,600. Outside of that, Cooper Flag, 6'9". I really don't see myself getting there. I'd rather just go ahead and play PJ Washington, the more proven and better player between the two. Cooper, no, you can see that he still just has to figure it out a bit over there. For them. Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Phoenix Suns. Same old over here for them as well. We know we're going to be looking at Anthony Edwards. We're going to be looking at Julius Randle. If Jaden McDaniels is out and they do start Mike Conley again, that might be someone that you can mess with for value. 3,800 for a starting Mike Conley is not bad at all. If he can go out there and get us 20 fantasy points, we take that. Like, you take that value. That lets you be able to fit whatever other studs you want to take and play. We got to talk about Naz Reid though. What he's doing off the bench is crazy. It's crazy. I don't know if he's gunning for 6th man of the year or what, but either he's trying to get them to trade Rudy Gobert so he could be the starting center or something. But man, in 20-ish, 25, 26 minutes, dude's been in the winning lineup like I think the last 3 slates that he's been on, because he's been on one. Now the price is finally catching up to what he's been going out there doing. I will say that, but definitely a potential option you can look to. His ability to stretch the floor, I do like it. The upside, he rebounds pretty well and he can play some pretty solid defense. 5,900 is not a bad option to take for Naz Reid, especially when you're that close to Rudy Gobert. Kind of got to weigh the pros and cons when it comes down to it. Anthony Edwards, Ant, 9,200. Okay, matchup for him going up against the Phoenix Sun. We know that he likes to go back and forth with some of the other big guards in the league, such as Devin Booker. So this could be a okay spot for him to be able to go out there. No Grayson Allen, but he will be dealing with that Dylan Brooks defense. So temper your expectations on him going out there tonight. And then outside of that, not really going to be too interested in anything else. On the Phoenix side of things, looking at them, of course, no Grayson Allen. It'll be more of a boost for our guys like Colin Gillespie, of course. 5,800, the price is coming up, which really does suck, but is what it is right there on that part. I definitely wouldn't mind looking towards Mark Williams if he could just be like normal Mark Williams, play his minutes, score, rebound, something, please. I feel like whenever I click his name, I always get the bad game for him, but definitely someone that I wouldn't mind having in my player pool. And then, of course, Devin Booker's going to just have all the defense on him. You can mess with it. We've seen opposing point guards go out here like Westbrook, 49, Keontae George, 45, Jamal Murray, 51 fantasy points. It's definitely within the realm and possibility of what Devin Booker can go out here and do. But I probably would be looking towards, and it's weird to say, Dylan Brooks. Like, he actually stuffs the stat sheet and does quite a bit out there for them. His scoring is actually needed. Colin Gillespie, I would definitely be looking right here, especially with the minutes and the role that he's playing. I would probably be looking more towards the side pieces versus looking at the main piece of Devin Booker over here for them, would be what I would consider over there on that. And then, of course, Goodwin, I love his value on the upside. All right, the game of the night. Before we even get to the game of the night, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you guys have not done so already, so you guys don't miss any of the stuff your boy drops over here on the channel. Looking at the Denver Nuggets, the Joker's the Joker. 13-2 though. Price is high as hell. I don't think I'm going to get there today. I honestly do not think so. If we have enough value to go ahead and play that, play it. But if you don't have the value, do not sacrifice your lineup to play a ridiculous price stud. Do not, because for this price right here, and we know the Joker can go out here and get you 70. We know it. But is he going to? Is he realistically going to go out here and get you a 70 burger going up against one of the better defenses in the league, the Houston Rockets? He didn't do it all last season. I'm not too sure if he will actually be able to do that here in this spot. Outside of that, if Aaron Gordon is ruled out, then Peyton Watson, he probably will get the start again. Definitely would have some interest in looking towards my boy Peyton Watson. Definitely be looking towards Jamal Murray. I know he's going to be dealing with the Amen Thompson defense out there. That's going to be pretty tough. This is going to be a tough sledding for the Denver Nuggets. It should be. If AG is out there, he's typically the one that will go under the radar. Nobody likes to play or pay attention to. And he will be the one that will go out here and give me the Franz Wagner 46 fantasy point game, the Denny Avnia 40 fantasy point game, Harrison Barnes weird ass 39 fantasy point game, because he's not afraid to shoot the shots and he plays up for these type of games. So definitely, if Aaron Gordon is in, I wouldn't mind clicking on that name. On the Houston Rockets side of things, Kevin Durant. I'm going to give you one more chance. One more. This is your last chance, KD. 8,400, Kevin Durant. I played him and he dropped 26.8. I was pissed. This is the last chance I'm giving this is the last chance, bro. Last chance. The Slim Reaper is in a great matchup. They honestly do not have anybody over there on the Denver Nuggets who can actually truly guard KD. They don't. But outside of KD, of course, Shango, he gets up to play going up against the Joker. We know this. That's one of his like main marquee matchups, besides whenever he plays going up against the Thunder, going up against Chet. He likes to play going up against the Joker. I don't mind getting to him. 9,700 though, a little bit rich. I would rather just come down here to the Kevin Durant. Amen Thompson, okay position, okay spot. Of course, it's going to have the size advantage going up against whatever guards they have over there for them. Definitely you can pivot down to Amen if you want to. If Steven Adams gets ruled out, they're already going to be without Tari Eason. Then, of course, we are going to have to actually consider coming down here to Josh Okogie. That just feels so weird to even say. And I believe, for whatever reason, I don't know why they have Clint Capella still signed to this team. If Steve-O is out, we're gonna have to actually consider Clint Capella. That's just nasty. That's just disgusting. Don't consider Clint Capella. I just regretted myself even saying that. But Reed Shepherd, he's in there. He's in the rotation. He plays the minutes. I'm pretty sure that he will get picked on for his defense. But what the dude can go out there and do is play some defense a little bit. He's a swiper. He likes to get those steals, but knock down that 3-ball. That's going to be about it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Boy, got to get to school. Good luck to everybody on today's slate. Let me know how you guys do down in the comment section, what game you guys are interested in actually watching. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't done so already. Enjoy the day. It's Friday, man. It's a beautiful day. Peace.